after work, it's important even to start with it. It's important to have kind of a routine, right? If you have in a home office, like don't just wake up and go straight to your office. Just try to, build up into your day as you would do if you would go to an office, So I don't know, that could be like waking up, getting, walking the dog if you have a dog, or just taking a walk outside, having a coffee, reading, going into the room, kind of into your location of work. So setting up those routines is kind of important to understand how you basically can work and make it work for yourself. Also, when in the evening you want to unplug, it's important to kill all the distractions outside of that you have. Like on your phone, you probably have Slack installed or other work-related things that might not be helpful in the evening to see. So there's some bold moves that you can take. For example, you can put your phone into do not disturb mode, right? That's what I generally do from the evening until the morning. So every notification that comes in, I don't even see, so I don't get distracted. Also, sometimes, just removing Slack from your phone is also a very good idea. I mean, you don't necessarily need it in the evenings and you don't want to need it. So just remove it, and if you can't remove it, maybe just move it to like a couple screens behind all the other important apps. So those are just some very basic things, but they sometimes help because if you work remotely, you work, with all of your various devices, and setting them up correctly is important. Another thing that's important for me is also to master your calendar, right? Because the calendar for me is kind of like the office store to my office. That's where my team members and others see when I'm available and when I'm not, and when I'm there and when I have free time and when they come basically into my office. So it's important to keep the calendar pretty clean and pretty in order. So what does that mean? For example, what I do is I put various blocks in there, like a block event in terms of, this is my lunchtime. Those 2 hours or how many hours you have, they are like, I can't do any meetings there or I'm not available. If you have, like a routine in the morning, the evening, put that time in too of like, okay, I'll start work at 9, I'll finish work at 5 or 6 or whatever that is, like put that into your calendar so other people can see when you are available or not. That's very important and, can sometimes save you from any additional meetings in the evening that you actually don't want to have. And if you use Google Calendar, there's like a ton of functions where you can set up all the time zones, where you can basically also, I think, set up your office hours, which automatically it would decline meetings outside of your own office hours. So there's various features in Google Calendar that already help with that. How to ensure everyone in the team is getting enough time to unplug and relax. That is, of course, a tricky one, especially if you have a distributed team where basically someone is online 24/7, right? What I do there is, the first thing, lead by example. So you as the manager or the lead have to be the person that actually shows that, hey, I'm off at 6 or at 7 or at 5, whenever, and I don't come online and write another email at 8 p.m., like things can wait until the morning. So you have to lead by example and show that, that's how I expect you all to behave too. So if you work and you write an email or a message in Slack at midnight, then others see that and they're gonna expect, oh wow, do I have to do this now too and be online all the time? So very important for leads and managers. Encourage them to disconnect. Like if I have a teammate in my team in Taiwan, and sometimes because the team is very in the US, she also is online at her 6, her 7, her 8, her 9, her 10, and I say like, hey, it's time to leave. You're online already for the whole evening. Like, please, like things can wait until tomorrow. So encouraging people to disconnect. What worked for us too is time zone buddies. So my manager, she told that story of like, she always wanted to work longer and longer, and she asked someone else was in the same time zone to say, or even in a time zone a bit earlier, to say like, listen, when I'm still online in your 4 p.m., that would be my 6 or 7, please tell me to log off because, it's done for me. So that, having the accountability there is important, as you would have in an office, when people leave, you see them leave, that's kind of